think you have anything to worry about, Charlie Brown. After all, science has shown that a person's character really isn't established until he's at least 5 years old.
But I am 5! I'm more than 5!
Oh, well, that's the way it goes.
The only thing wrong with Charlie Brown is his lack of confidence, his inferiority and his lack of confidence, his clumsiness, his inferiority and his lack of confidence, his stupidity, his confidence.
Did you know that Charlie Brown never pitched a winning baseball game, never was able to keep a kite in the air, never won a game of checkers, and never successfully punted a football? Sometimes I marvel at his consistency.
I think Charlie Brown has nice hands.
It is truly a dog's life. I feel so neglected. Charlie Brown never brings me coffee in the morning.
Now, Linus, I want you to take a good look at Charlie Brown's face. Would you please hold still for a minute, Charlie Brown? I want Linus to study your face. Now, this is what you call a failure face, Linus. Notice how it has failure written all over it. Study it carefully, Linus. You rarely get to see such a good example. Notice the deep lines, the dull, vacant look in the eyes. Yes, I'd say this is the finest example of a failure face you'll have to see for a long while.
Some days I wake up early to watch the sunrise, and I think how beautiful it is, and how my life lies before me, and I get a very positive feeling about things. Like this morning, for instance. The sky's so clear and the sun's so bright. How can anything go wrong on a day like this?
And
course, the mornings aren't so pleasant either. Lying there wondering if anyone would really miss me if I never got out of bed. Then there's the night, too. Lying there and thinking about all the stupid things I've done during the day. Then there's all the hours in between, where I do all the stupid things. Well, I guess lunchtime is among the worst times of day for me. I better see what I've got. Peanut butter. Some psychiatrists say people who eat peanut butter are lonely. I guess they're right. And when you're really lonely, the peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. Boy, the PTA sure did a good job of painting these benches. There's that cute little red-headed girl over there. I wonder what she would do if I went over and asked her if I could sit next to her. She'd probably laugh in my face. It's hard on a face when it gets laughed in. There's an empty place next to her on the bench. There's no reason why I couldn't just get up and sit next to her. All I have to do is stand up. I'm standing up. I'm sitting down. I'm a coward. I'm so much of a coward, she wouldn't even think of looking at me. Come to think of it, I don't think she ever has looked at me. Why shouldn't she look at me? Is there any reason in the world why she shouldn't look at me? Is she so great and I'm so small that she can't spare one little? She's looking at me. She's looking at me.
No, Patty. You were thinking of the other dress. The one I wore to Lucinda's party. The one I'm talking about was very light blue, and it had a little design embroidered in around the waist.
I don't remember.
It went something like this. The skirt went out like this. I had a big sash like this, and big puffy sleeves like this.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Well, that was the dress I was wearing when I met Linus, and she said she'd see one just like it. Smaller.
I think lunchtime is about the worst time of day for me. If that little redheaded girl is looking at me now with this stupid bag on my head, she must think I'm the biggest fool alive. But if she isn't looking at me, then maybe I can take it off quick enough that she never noticed. Then again, I can't tell if she's looking at me or not until I take the bag off my head. On the other hand, if I never take the bag off my head, I never have to know if she was looking or not. Then again, it's getting hard to breathe in here. She's not looking at me. I wonder why she never looks at me. Oh well, one more lunch hour over with. Only 2,863 to go.
sure you could play something nice like April shower. Or be my prayer of Shaka. Beethoven's nice too. Just imagine, what would you think if someday you and I should get married? Wouldn't you like that if someday we two should get married? My Aunt Mary was right. Never try to discuss marriage with a musician.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
I think most of us take the newspaper too much for granted. We don't really appreciate the miracle that is the modern daily newspaper. It's difficult to put into words just why one likes a newspaper.
I like a newspaper because you don't have to dial it.
I got it!
You give me back my blanket!
No, I've got it! I'm going to keep it! This is just a search you need to break or someone that disgusting habit!
Apparently, you haven't read the latest scientific reports. A blanket is as important to a child as a hobby is to an adult. Many a man spends his time restoring antique automobiles, or building model trains, or collecting old telephones, or even studying about the Civil War. This is called playing with the past.
Really?
Certainly, and this is good for helps these men cope with their everyday problems. Now, I feel that's going to be absolutely necessary for me to get my blanket back, so I'm just going to give it a good yank. Surprising what you can accomplish with a little smooth talking and some fast action.
Oh, Snoopy, you're such a sweet dog. I wish I could give you a big kiss. But of course I can't.
The curse of a fuzzy face.
Happiness is a fleeting thing, Patty. But I think that a man can really come closer to it by directing the forces of his life towards a single goal he believes in. And I think that person's personal search for happiness isn't really a selfish thing either, because by achieving happiness, he can help others to find it. Does that make sense to you?
We had spaghetti at our house 3 times this week.
What would you think, Schroeder, if someday we were to get married and we were so poor that you had to sell your piano and buy me saucepans?
Saucepans?
Well, sure. You don't expect me to set up housekeeping without a good set of saucepans, do you?
more you fuss, the worse off you'll be. Why not admit it was all your own fault? Why not go up to Mom and say, I'm sorry, dear mother. I know I've been bad and you were right to cancel my party. From now on, I shall try to be good. That's much better than ranting and raving. All that does is prove her point.
I'm sorry, dear mother. I admit I've been bad. And you were right to cancel my party. From now on, I'll try to be good. I'm gonna die!
Beethoven loved the country. He quite often loved to take long strolls into the countryside. He loved the peace and the quiet of the country. They were an inspiration to him.
Give me a fire, blockhead!
Beethoven had it nice.
that little red-headed girl and introduce myself. I think I'll introduce myself, and then I think I'll ask her to come sit next to me. I think I'll ask her to come sit next to me, and then I think I'll tell her how much I've always admired her. I think I'll flap my arms and fly to the moon.
Yesterday, I was a dog. Today, I am a dog. Tomorrow, I'll probably still be a dog. There's just so little hope of advancement.
there ever was. And I'll live in a big palace
throne after the death of the reigning monarch. Yes, I'm quite sure. Can't think of any other possible way you could become queen, Lucy. I'm sorry, but it's true.
And in the summertime, I will go to my summer palace, and I will wear my crown in swimming and everything. And when I go out to my coach, all the people will wave, and I will shout at them, and what do you mean I can't be a queen?
It's true, Lucy.
There must be a loophole. This kind of thing always has a loophole. No one should be queen who wants to be one. It's a Democrat.
Good grief.
It's usually a matter of helping or a kingdom. I bet if you should be some always correspondence and I'll get to be queen in no time.
We go watch television.
I know what I'll do. If I can't be queen, then I'll be very rich. I'll work until I'm very rich, and then I will buy myself a queendom.
Good grief.
Yes, I'll buy myself a queendom, and I'll kick out the old queen and take over the whole of the operation myself. And I will be head queen. And then all of the people, when I go out, will shout at me.
What's the matter, Lucy?
Huh?
What happened to your queendom?
Oh, that. I've given it up. I've decided to devote my life to cultivating my natural beauty.
sound right. Here, Lucy, this is for you. Happy Valentine's Day. You could do it if you just don't get nervous. Here, Lucy, this is for you. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. All right. Take it easy. Here, Lucy, this is for you. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Charlie Brown.
Hi, Patty. Oh, wait a minute. You dropped something. Hey, what is all this?
They're Valentine's for all the boys in our class at school I like.
Well, we wouldn't want to lose this one, would we? With the initial CB on it?
No, I guess not. Craig Bowerman would be very disappointed.
I can't stand it. Look at them laughing and enjoying their Valentines. I sent a Valentine to everyone I know this year. And did I get one in return? No. Not a single one. Nobody likes me. I get as bad as many Valentines as a dog. My stomach hurts. Or Linus, or Schroeder.
Or Lucy.
Or Lucy.
Or Snoopy.
Or Snoopy. Hey! Wait a minute. Snoopy likes me.
He only pretends to like you because you feed him. That doesn't count.
Or Snoopy. Oh, why was I born just to be one small person as thoroughly, totally, utterly?
Wait! You're not very much of a person.
That's certain.
And yet there is reason for hope.
There's hope.
For though you are no good at music like Schroeder, or happy like Snoopy, or lovely like me,
fell.
Hi, Snoopy, cute doggy.
What do you say, Tiger?
Hi, you fuzzy face.
Oh, hi, Snoopy.
Nobody ever calls me Sugar Lips.
Peter Rabbit did sort of that kind of thing too.
The other people's names was Schroeder. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
In examining a work such as Peter Rabbit, it is important that the superficial characteristics of its deceptively simple plot should not blind the reader to the more substantial fabric of its deeper motivations. In this report, I plan to discuss the sociological implications of family pressures so great as to drive an otherwise moral rabbit to perform acts of thievery which he consciously knew were against the law. I also plan to discuss the personality of Mr. Gregor, his conflicting roles as farmer and humanitarian. Peter Rabbit is established from the start still.
If I start writing now, when I'm not really rested, it could upset my thinking, which is not good at all. I'll get a fresh start tomorrow, and it's not due till Wednesday, so I'll have all of Tuesday, unless something should happen. Why does this always happen? I should be outside playing, getting fresh air and sunshine. I work best under pressure, and there'll be lots of pressure if I wait till tomorrow. I should start writing now, but if I start writing now, I'm not really rested. It could upset my thinking, which is no good at all.
The name of the red Peter. 3, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 30, ha!
Down came a staff on his head, smash, and Robin fell like a sack full of lead. Crash! The sheriff laughed and he left him for dead. Ah! But he was wrong.
3, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 9, 40.
Just then an arrow flew in. It was the sound for the fight to begin. And it looked like a sheriff could win. But not for long. Away they ran. Just like rabbits. You run a lot, as you can tell from the story of Peter Rabbit, which this report is about. How do you
And
94, 95.
You know, I don't know if you'll understand this or not, but sometimes when I'm feeling very low, I'll see something little that will renew my faith. Something like that leaf, for instance, clinging to its tree in spite of wind and storm. And that makes me think that courage and tenacity are the greatest values a man can have. Suddenly my old confidence is back, and I know that things aren't half as bad as I make them out to be. Suddenly I know that with the strength of his convictions, a man can move mountains, and I can proceed forward in the basic goodness of my fellow man. I know that now. I know it.
magnificent day. Why spoil it for the rabbits?
Come on, Snoopy, where's that old thrill of the chase? Where's that spirit of adventure? What kind of dog are you anyway?
I'm a sleeping dog. You take it from there.
You ought to be ashamed of your
I get the feeling she's determined. All right. If that's what she wants, I'll give her her money's worth.
Attaboy, Snoopy. We ought to see lots of games today.
right to your face, Lucy, but it's true. You are a very crabby person. I'm sure that your crabbiness has become so natural to you now that you're not even aware when you're being crabby. But it's true just the same. You are a very crabby person, and you're crabby to just about everyone you meet. Now, I hope you don't mind my saying this, and I hope you'll take it in the spirit that it's meant. We should be all open to any opportunity to learn more about ourselves. I think Socrates said the first rule for anyone in life is to know thyself. Well, I guess I've said about enough. I hope I haven't offended you or anything.
Well, what Socrates has to do with it anyway, huh? Who is he anyway? Did he ever get to be king? Huh? Tell me that! Did he ever get to be king? Did he ever get to be king? Who was Socrates anyway? Know thyself.
Hey, Snoopy! You want to come out and help me get my arm back in shape? All right, watch out for this one. It's a new fastball.
Excuse me for a moment, Charlie Brown. I was wondering if you would mind answering some questions.
Certainly, Lucy.
I'm conducting a survey to enable me to know myself better. And first of all, I'd like to ask you, on a scale of 0 to 100, with the standard 50 as average, 75 is above average, and 90 is exceptional, where would you rate me in regards to crabbiness?
Well, Lucy,
Your balance need not be signed, and all answers will be held with the strictest confidence.
Well, still, Lucy, that's a very difficult question to answer.
You may have a few moments to think it over, or we can come back to that question later.
I think I'd like to come back to it later, if you don't mind.
This next question regards character traits. Regarding my personality, would you say that it is A, forceful, B, pleasing, or C, objectionable? What would your answer be? A, B, or C? What would you say to that, Charlie Brown? A, B, or C? What would you say? Charlie Brown?
Well, I guess I'd have to say forceful, Lucy, but
Forceful! I see. Well, let's make a check mark at the letter A then. Now, would you rate my ability to get along with other people as poor, fair, good, or excellent?
well, I think that depends a lot on what you mean by get along with other people.
You know, make friends, sparkle in a crowd, that sort of thing.
Do you have a space on there for extension?
Certainly. We'll just make a check mark at none of the above then. This next question regards physical appearance. Regarding my beauty, would you say that I am stunning, mysterious, or intoxicating?
I don't know, Lucy. You look just fine to me.
Stunning. Very well, Charlie Brown. We should get back to that first question. On a scale of 0 to 100, with this...
I remember the question, Lucy.
Well,
51?
51 is your crabbiness rating for me. Very well. Thank you very much, Charlie Brown, for helping me with the survey. It was greatly appreciated.
It was a pleasure, Lucy. Anytime. Come on, Snoopy.
Oh, Charlie Brown, one more question. Would you say yes or no to the question, is Lucy Van Pelt the sort of person you would have as your president of your club or civic organization?
Yes, by all means, Lucy.
If that now does it, I think.
Wow.
Well, who asked you, huh? Let's see. 51, none of the above. Schroeder was right. I can already feel myself filling with the glow of self-awareness. Oh, Patty, I was conducting a survey and I was...
110! C, par, none of the above, no.
0 to 100, with the standard 50 as average, 75 is above average, and 90 is exceptional. Where would you rate me in regards to crabbiness?
You're my big sister.
That's not the question.
No, but that's the answer.
Come on, Linus, answer the question!
Look, Lucy, I know very well that if I give you any sort of an honest answer to that question, you're going to slug me.
Linus, a survey that is not built on honest answers is like a house that's built on a foundation of sand. Would I be spending my time conducting the survey if I didn't expect a complete candor of all responses? Now, I promise not to slight you. What number would you give me for my crabbiness rating?
$95.
No decent person would be expected to keep her word with a rating over 90. Now let's see. If I add these two columns, that should give me my answer. There. Now let's see what I've got. It's true! I'm a crabby person! I'm a very crabby person, and everyone knows it! I've been spreading my crabbiness wherever I go! I'm a super crab! It's no wonder when everyone would ever talk to me! It's no wonder I have any friends at all, or even associates! I've been doing nothing but building, breeding, and happiness wherever I go! I've not even done anything wrong! How can I be wrong? How can I be so selfish? How can I
What's wrong, Lucy?
Don't talk to me, Linus. I don't deserve to be spoken to. I don't deserve to breathe the air I breathe. I'm no good, Linus. I'm no good.
That's not true, Lucy.
Yes, it is. I'm no good. There's no reason why I should go on living on the face of this earth.
Yes, there is.
Name one. Name one single reason why I should go on living on this planet.
Well, for one thing, you have a little brother who loves you. Every now and then I say the right thing.
Of course it's surprising, but I'm sure Lucy knows now that she can't be crabby anymore. Where is everyone? I told them to be here. If we don't rehearse, we can't sing at the assembly tomorrow. Charlie Brown, Linus, Lucy.
No, not to give me back my crayon.
That's my best pencil block. If you don't give me back my pencil, I'll tell Patty what you said about her.
Stop this! We have to rehearse.
What do you say about me, Linus?
He said.
Lucy, stop that!
I'm sorry I'm late, Miss Snoopy!
There's no time to be sorry.
What did he say?
He said.
Quiet!
Now remember, this is a mood piece. We must paint a picture with music and words.
And concentrate!
And remember, adagio con brrrri. A 1, 2.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play,
Give me my pencil.
where seldom is heard a discouraging thunderlight, and the skies are not
red dish, and my drinking water in the yellow dish. One of these days, I'm gonna have my supper in the yellow dish and my drinking water in the red dish. Life's too short not to live it up a little.
Linus, did you fill out all those papers that Miss Alkmaar gave us today?
Uh-huh. I put my name, my address, and our postal code.
Well, what did you put where it said family doctor?
I wasn't too sure, so I put down Dr. Seuss.
My teeth are tingling again. I feel like I have to bite something before sundown and I'll go stark raving mad! And yet, society frowns on such an action. So what happens? I'm stuck with tingly teeth.
Hooray for Irving Berlin!
I hate cats. To me, cats are the crabgrass on the lawn of life. I'm a cat hater, a cat despiser, a cat loner. I'm also scared to death of them.
Oh, here comes my little baby brother Linus with his little blanket.
Look, it's her little baby brother with his silly blanket.
You know how babies are with their blankets.
I am Count Dracula from Transylvania!
One of these days, I'm gonna pull up stakes and move out of here. Broaden my horizons. Meet new people. But something binds me to this spot. That old supper dish.
Hi, Linus. Where you going?
Lucy's teaching me, Charlie Brown. She said the big sister is responsible for the education of her little brother. Lucy's teaching me. Boy, is she intelligent.
Do you see this tree? It is a fir tree. It's called a fir tree because it gives us fur coats. It also gives us wool in the
I
wintertime.
never knew that before, Lucy. That's very interesting.
This is an elm tree. It's very little, but it will grow up into a giant tree. I know. You can tell how old it is by counting.
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Now, Lucy, I didn't mean to interfere, but that's not true.
It's way up there, those fluffy little white things. Those are clouds, they make the wind blow. And way down there, those tiny little black things. Those are bugs, they make the grass grow.
Is that so?
That's right, they run around all day long, tugging and each tiny seedling until it grows into a great tall blade of grass.
Boy, that's amazing.
Oh, good grief!
And this thing here, it's called a hydrant. They grow all over, and no one seems to know just how a little thing like that gets so much water. You see that bird? It's called an eagle. But since it's little, it has another name, a sparrow, and a Christmas and Thanksgiving week.
Lucy, how can you say something like that? Now I can't stand idly by it.
Those little stars of planets make the rain that falls in showers. And when it's cold and winter is upon us, the snow comes up just like the flowers.
Now, Lucy, I know that's wrong. Snow doesn't come up, it comes down.
After it comes up, the wind blows it around so it looks like it's coming down, but actually it comes up and it's run like grass. It comes up, Charlie Brown, snow comes up.
Oh, good grief!
Lucy, why is Charlie Brown banging his head against that tree?
To loosen the bark to make the tree grow faster. Come on, Linus.
not just one home. It's summertime and Charlie Brown has forgotten to feed me. Here I lie, a withering hollow shell of a dog, and there sits my supper dish, empty. But that's all right. He'll remember when he comes home from school. Then he'll remember. And he'll come out to the doghouse to greet me, but it'll be too late. There'll be nothing left but the dried carcass of the furry friend who used to run with him and play with him. Nothing left but the bleached bones!
Hey, Snoopy! Are you asleep or something? I've been standing here a whole minute with your supper.
Summertime! Summertime! Behold the brimming bowl of meat and meal, which is but born to ease our hunger. Behold the flowing flagon moist and sweet, which is set forth to slake our thirst.
All right. There's no need for a big production. Just get over to your doghouse and eat your supper.
Oh, summertime, yeah, it's summertime. Oh, it's so summertime, man, that's not okay. It's summertime, yeah, it's summertime. And when summertime comes, it's never be far away. Bring on the soup dish, bring on the cup, bring on the bacon and fill me up. It's summertime. Bring on the dog, bring on the bone, bring on the barrel and pull me home. It's supper, super lover, summertime. Wintertime's nice with the ice and snow. Summertime's nice with a place to go. Bedtime, overtime, hot time too. The day just can't hold, I can't do too. Bring on the hammer, bring on the bun, bring it to the point below. Everyone, it's summer,
Stop that! Now cut that out! Why can't you just eat your supper like any other normal dog?
Well, what's wrong with making mealtime a joyous occasion? Do, 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 do.
I don't know, Linus. It looks like an airplane to me, the way the lights are blinking on and off. Schroeder, is that an airplane or a star?
I think it is a star, but it could be a planet, you know, or maybe even a satellite.
It could be a satellite. I wonder.
Well, we'll never find out if you're standing here.
Where are you going?
I'm going over here to get a closer look.
Usually after supper time, I like to sit up here and look at the stars. But there's something missing. In my opinion, that's exactly what it needed.
I'm so happy that little red-headed girl dropped her pencil. It has teeth marks in it. She nibbles her pencil. She's human. finding a pencil.
Pizza with sausage.
Telling the time.
Happiness is learning to whistle.
Tying your shoe for the very first time.
Happiness is playing the drum in your old school band.
And happiness is walking hand in hand. Happiness is two kinds of ice cream.
Knowing a secret.
Climbing a tree.
Happiness is 5 different crayons.
Catching a firefly, setting him free.
Happiness is being alone every now and then. And happiness is coming home again. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
Happiness is having a sister.
Sharing a sandwich.
Getting on.
Happiness is singing together when day is through. And happiness is those who sing with you. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
You're a good man.